Hello.
It's go time. Friends, enemies, family, arch nemesis. I'm Bobby. That's Tim. That's Tanner.
Hi.
That's
Hello, Tanner.
there you
Hello.
go. To give you a lay of the land here, we will be with you for the next 2.5 hours or so as Mavs and Grizzlies tip off in Memphis. We can't show you the game. We cannot play the audio, but we will update you as to time and score every few minutes in case you want to sync your TV to what we're doing here. The game has not started for us. If it started for you, you're living in the future and you're very lucky. The TV for us is right over here. So if you see us looking this way, just trust that you are still always in our minds, our hearts, and our souls. Okay? Tim, how we feeling?
I don't know.
What do you mean? That's not a what? How do you feel just generally?
My gut says that Dallas is going to find a way to win this. But the more I think about the strategy, I really think Memphis should have a leg up, but their results are pretty damning. And Ja's, we're about to find out how he looks, but that definitely stands out, in terms of star power. And just the lack of, just really having one more true guard on the roster. That suddenly stretches them really, really thin. Could be a Desmond Bane revenge game for not being drafted.
Yeah, he played basketball at TCU.
They didn't even scout him. He wasn't on the draft board that year.
Yeah.
I've never heard anyone mention that before.
Yeah.
The more you know, pal.
Yeah.
You would think someone would talk about that at some point.
But nobody does.
No,
only us. Yeah. We're the only people. We're the only podcast brave enough.
Breaking news. Tim Cato. Breaking news.
The only Mavericks podcast brave enough to discuss how Desmond Bane was not drafted by the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh man, if this game gets out of hand, we'll spill all sorts.
I can't believe Patrick Dumont did that to this team.
He and Rick Welch are sitting courtside tonight.
Nico not scout?
Yeah.
Desmond Bane.
Yeah, unbelievable.
His first mistake.
Yeah. It's the Nico influence on the Mavericks. He's the reason they didn't sign Darren Williams. Because they probably would have if he was their GM at the time.
At the risk of sounding like a deep state Mavs state media apologist. Well, never mind. So just at the risk of sounding like myself, I don't really think it's a big deal that you do or don't scout players in person. Like, I always thought that was such a weird sticking point that fans would come to. Like, if you're not interested in the player just outright, that's one thing. If you don't even watch his film, that's another thing. But like, I don't really care about seeing him in person. That doesn't really matter to me that much.
Yeah, and every time I've asked about this, I mean, it's more that scouts go in person to get a sense of who the player is off the court.
Yeah, attitude
and to swap info.
Yeah.
There are scouts who tell you that, it's not the same unless you see the person you see the player in person. And enough people feel that way, and it's not just the old guard, that there has to be something to that, I guess. But it also feels like a really easy way to confirm prior biases and stuff like that.
Well, and develop new ones.
Right. Like
aura is a powerful thing.
Especially because not every scout is going to, if you I could see it's probably really easy to be higher or lower on a player if you are high or low on them after seeing them in person. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, but I don't believe he was on their draft board. Which
in-person scouting in baseball matters a lot more, I think, because you get the radar gun, you get to see how fast he's throwing, you get to see guys run the bases and stuff in ways that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. But basketball, I don't know. I mean, this is coming from a person that's watched a lot of basketball and been at a lot of basketball games. And I find it's often easier to get an idea watching them on camera as opposed to in person, because it's easy to get distracted by, for example, the latest chart topper playing over the sound system, the smell of popcorn, the general vibe and atmosphere in the building, and so many other things.
And there are instances where, I at least get it that, Tyrell Terry, maybe you would have been a little lower on him if you scouted him in person.
Yeah.
Just because he was so small. And his numbers, he had some amazing advanced numbers that indicated that he was. Yeah, Seth
That was
Curry
the whole
replacement.
deal.
That's
I
right.
Did look at his tape did look good.
I was like, oh, we lost Seth, but it's okay
But
because we got this guy.
He was in a. I think I reported that. I feel like.
There was obviously other stuff going on with him, you know.
Yeah, for
He
sure,
had-
for sure,
he had
for sure.
off-court, the well-chronicled off-court issues.
Yeah, but he's also someone who like he was an advanced metric darling in college,
Yeah.
and a lot of it just didn't translate because it didn't translate. You know, he and yes, his a lot of his mental struggles, came from the fact that he's obviously talked a lot about them, but he felt like he always had to be eating. You know, he hated how like something as simple as like his diet was all of a sudden controlled by his job.
Yeah.
That would be a really crazy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miami beats Atlanta 123-114. The Heat become the first ever 10 seed to make the playoffs. Folks, the play-in smashing success. A 37-win team beat a 40-win team.
Bobby
and,
loves the play-in.
Yeah, the play-in is just, oh my God, it's just on the come up. The stonks are going crazy. Mavs and Grizzlies about to tip off. That game is on ESPN. So if you were watching the Heat and the Hawks, change the channel, dummy. You're going to miss the game. Mavs and Grizzlies tipping off in a matter of seconds. Again, we will let you know when the game starts on our feed. Because here's the deal. We're watching on a stream. You're watching us stream. So you're going to be about a minute to a minute and a half ahead of us. And if you spoil what happens in the game, Tim Cato will hunt you down.
No, I won't.
I've seen Tim Cato hunt people down before. Heard
Have you?
horror stories.
No. I'm not saying I haven't done that, but if I were to do that, you would never be able to see it.
While we wait for a game to start, can we tell them real quick about this?
Oh, yeah. Hey, you should become a diehard while you're here. You have enough time to sign up before the game starts. It only takes like 5 seconds. When you do, we're running a sale right now. It's just $3 a month, $36 for the whole year. When you sign up, you get a free shirt right off the rip. It's worth almost as much as the offer itself, which is pretty awesome. All you got to do is give your Addy. You got to drop that Addy. We mail you the shirt. You get a discount on other merch. Get a discount on live events. You get to read all of Tim's writing on our site. We cover all 4 teams in town. And we got Wings coverage on the way very soon.
Woo.
You also get
Link
to join
in
the
the
DLS
chat.
Diehard Discord. You also get a physical diehard card. And I think nope. That's just some of the many benefits that you get. Some of the many bennies that you get from becoming a diehard. We will shout out all the most recent signups throughout the stream. Here's the people that signed up just today before we started. Shout out to James, Sam, Jackson, Jared, Isidro, Raphael, Anthony, Matthew, Robert, and Andrew. Shout out to each and every one of you for becoming a diehard. ESPN is displaying the starting lineups, and we will have action here very, very soon on the DLS Sports YouTube channel. Your officials tonight, David Guthrie, Courtney Kirkland, and Sean Wright. Tim, do you have any strong opinions about any of those gentlemen?
I don't really.
Oh, okay.
Courtney Kirkland, Sean Wright. Who's the first one?
David Guthrie.
I don't know.
Ray Acosta, the alternate.
I love Ray Acosta.
He always has very well manicured hair. Ray Acosta.
He always wears the chain, the gold chain.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Gakujin says Ja's probably high right now. He might be. He was popping pills on the sideline against Golden State. I don't see why he wouldn't have today.
Yeah.
The siren light, strobe lights are going off in the arena right now. I hope they fix that before tip off. That'd be pretty awkward.
What if home court advantage just could include that?
You can just do whatever you want to the lights.
Yeah. It's like baseball. They have different dimensions for all the parks.
I think it'd be pretty cool. Yeah, why not, right?
They introduce a 4-point line, but each team can draw it on themselves.
Ooh, I like that.
So the Lakers would just put a circle on the left, right behind. It's like where Luka steps back.
Yes, that left wing.
Yeah.
All right, we are about to be underway here. The tip is up, and the Mavs win the tip, so sync your clocks accordingly. Dallas Mavs postseason presented by Game Time has begun again. And that is a great first possession.
Who threw that?
That was either Najee to PJ or PJ to Najee. I don't remember. I need to look. PJ to Najee.
Washington.
turnover. Woof. Jaren Jackson already won 3 though, so my sleeper pick is looking great already.
You looking for 3 from him?
Yes. Well, more than 2.5, Tim.
Yeah, he went straight to the corner to shoot that.
That's a tough rebound to give up. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Do you think if they lose this game, Nico's going to throw his phone across the room?
Dude. Oh no. Edie with the reverse. It's already 5-0. How uncomfortable are we about to get, you think?
All the focus has been for me.
Whoa!
Why?
Klay off one leg.
Why?
What are you doing, man? What the fuck was that?
Ja Morant, it's not quite hit that. But yeah, the Memphis big men have already done 2 things. They have been Zach Edey scored a layup rather easily against Dereck Lively by being bigger, and Jaren Jackson Jr. went straight to the corner and hit a 3. You know, that's the
Oh my god.
7-0. Off to a great start.
Do you think the Meds made Ja do the behind the back there?
Maybe. If you ask him, he's like, I'm just dribbling, man. I'm not even. What do you mean? Where is my? Oh no, that's a turnover.
That was a great example of
Why you
Anthony
shouldn't
Davis
dribble
maybe not needing to. Yeah.
Less than 2.5 turnovers, looking very poor right now for me.
Wait, does AD have any of them though?
So PJ just inexplicable mistakes already.
Oh.
That was a cool dribble. It didn't really do anything. I mean, I don't want to say it did nothing.
Dude, that
I
was
do
cool.
not like PJ guarding Ja. But I mean, what other option do you really have?
Jeez, dude. That was good defense by Lively, just staying home.
He had a really great possession on DeRozan.
Ja, he looks fast there.
Hi, Cat. Cat's in the chat.
That's a benefit of
Kat.
dot call. I don't like that. Cat, what's up? I just tune in. The first thing I hear is Bobby say, "What the fuck is that?" Hey, did
We
you
can't
see the
curse.
play? Klay came off a screen, took a one-legged 3 with like 18 left on the clock.
So I'll say earlier turns on Ja is that he looks himself. Now, that does not mean that as the game wears on, he's going to look like himself for the entire game. But looks himself. As Oakland said, yeah, Ja definitely he's limping around a little bit out there, but like those steps on that drive were not a player who's scared to explode and plant.
2 early jumpers for AD. Long jumpers, a long 2, and then a corner 3. Derek Harper would tell you got to see the ball go through the net before you try the tough stuff. You know, get a layup, get to the free throw line. Ooh, that was nice. A nice little slow step by Ja, but nice defense by Lively too.
Dereck Lively is. I thought the game against Sacramento was his best game since he's come back.
Yeah, he's looking better every game.
Yeah.
Moving well. I mean, you got to move your feet quick to stay in front of Ja, and Ja does look pretty spry so far.
Waz from The Ringer. He tweeted, I can watch Tyler Hero speak for hours. My eyes can't believe what I'm hearing.
Is the adductor still a problem for AD? Maybe. I mean, he does. His quality of movement varies throughout games.
Ja?
You say that? No, AD.
AD? Yeah. I would say that's fair. Yeah, with AD, I'm basically expecting he's going to have surgery this summer.
It's already 2 threes for Jackson. I mean, that's the risk you run. We talked about that a lot yesterday and a little bit on the pregame show, Tim. There's another turnover. Nice. You get AD out there, and he's assigned to Jackson and not Edie. He's going to be sagging off. Jackson's going to be wide open. On that trip, it was Najee on Jackson, which I think is interesting.
There you go, Klay.
Klay is talking shit already.
It's very good from Ja.
Yeah, I thought
He's
that was
gonna
all
win.
right from Lively.
Yeah, he's going to win some against Lively.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It doesn't mean that Lively is not, one of the best bigs at. And that was a quick attack, reject the screen, so Lively wasn't quite in position to make that switch.
Yeah. He wasn't even like half a step behind. It was almost like a third, but yeah, Ja just has that burst.
Yeah.
He's got that burst.
But, still had to finish on the other side of the rim to protect himself. Like Lively got back there enough that he wasn't going to allow a point blank layup. I don't think Klay post ups are.
Okay, Najee.
Najee does hit a preposterous amount of like late clock and quarter jumpers.
I'm actually going to look that up right now because it does seem like he shoots better the later in the clock he gets. Well, that's cool, I guess.
Scottie Pippen hit a three. It's 7:25 in the first quarter on our feed. Najee is doing a lot. PJ shoots, misses. 18-10, 7-13 in the first quarter on our feed if you are trying to sync up. Yeah, Ja Morant looks very good.
Yeah, Najee shoots the same throughout the shot clock, actually, which is pretty interesting. Most guys shoot worse. It's not like he shoots great at any range, but...
Well, I mean, I think that the fact that he doesn't shoot worse in the final percentile.
This is almost as bad a start as you could get off to.
And it's not just the start itself, it's the way. It's how Dallas looks, it's how Memphis looks.
Yeah,
Certainly...
Okay. No, I was gonna say if not for the 2 Klay threes, like. Whew.
Yeah, in credit to Dallas, both threes, the second Klay three was definitely created because a Memphis player drove into the paint and just got swallowed up. I believe both of them. But, so that is a replicable thing. Now it requires Memphis being willing to partake in it.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm about to get to log off sleeper for the night. Dude's got 2 turnovers in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Oh God.
Just, where's the sim to end button? Did Najee get popped in the face?
It would appear he
I
did.
bet Najee, I'm not going to lie, I bet
That
Najee could
count.
beat Zach Edey's ass. I bet he could.
You think so?
Chris Lopp says prediction, Dallas. Oh, Davis does not finish this. I thought you said Dallas. I was like, that's a funny prediction. Well, they just went to break. Memphis is up 20-10. 2 free throws coming for Zach Edey on the other side of the break. Grizzlies are already in the bonus.
Also, Dallas already went to a AD as the lone center lineup. Gafford was not Lively sub. Exum came in for Lively.
They did that against the Kings too, to be fair. But
Yeah.
what happened the first play after that sub out?
Was Edey.
Offensive rebound for Zach Edey.
Yep. And was Anthony Davis anywhere near the rim? No.
Nope. He was guarding Jaren Jackson.
Right.
If you're going to play AD at the 5, you got to put Najee or PJ or whoever on Jaren Jackson. But I think the larger issue, I mean, we're probably going to hammer this to your face is going to be on the other side of the nail as it's through the board. We're just going to be bashing it with the hammer all night long. It's not so much the Memphis bigs that are going to cause problems. It's what happens if Ja looks really good. Because the Mavs don't have anybody that can stay in front of a healthy Ja. If he beats his man, AD has to slide over, which leaves Jackson open. If AD is on Edie and Ja beats his man, AD has a shorter rotation to make to get to Ja, but then Edie's wide open for a dunk or a putback. So it's a pick your poison kind of thing. And right now, the venom is a coursing through the veins.
Yeah. Or now that Jaren Jackson has already hit 2 threes from the corner, AD is going to be a little bit more hesitant to help to pinch in when Ja is driving at the rim. I think the calculus is mostly going to be take away the layup, not the three, and see how many corner threes Jaren Jackson can hit. But the problem is Jaren Jackson could just hit a bunch of threes. He was my second favorite player in that draft class.
Behind Luka?
I had Luka like 22nd or something.
Was Luka your number one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, obviously.
My sister actually unearthed an interview. I had never gone back and listened to it, and I was trying to find it after the trade. An interview I did with Ben and Skin. Although I think Skin might have been out, so it was with Ben and KT maybe, or Shippy, I don't remember. But it was the day of the draft or the day before the draft, and they asked, who's my number one guy? And I said, Luka. And they said, all right, who's your number two? And I said, Jackson. And they said, even over Ayton? I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that was my top two.
Those are my two guys. Loved them.
Yeah, that was absolutely my top two. My top two. I had Bagley like 10th.
Bagley was
I missed on a lot of other prospects than that, but I did have fairly right on some of them.
Bagley was my third in that class. I really liked him. Mine was Luka, Jackson, Bagley, Ayton, McHale, and then maybe Wendell and Miles.
What
or
are they
maybe
saying?
Miles and I don't know. I couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
We are back. Edie is about to shoot his first free throw. Somebody asked about the lottery. Because Miami won tonight, Miami actually, Atlanta had a better record than the Mavs. So if Memphis wins this game, Dallas and Chicago will be tied for 11th in the lottery order. I believe you split odds if you're tied, but tie goes to the worst team, which is determined, I think, by coin flip.
Yeah, they do a coin flip.
Yeah, so if the Mavs stay in 11th, they would have an 8.5-ish% chance at moving up into the top four and a 1.8-ish% chance at moving up to number one. That was a very disgusting shot by Ja Morant that I'm going to erase from my memory as soon as possible. But yeah, this is the same thing they did against the Kings.
You know, that was not an ideal. It's not a defensive coach's dream rotation from Memphis there at the end.
Whoa. Travel?
I guess not. Ja looks cool at this game. Like, there's games where you watch him and he just, it's not as, like, at his best, he should be fun and electric, and he hasn't been that enough this season.
Yeah. Someone would reportedly blame that on his previous coach.
True. So that was Anthony Davis. I'm not really blaming him here, but he wasn't back, and so he wasn't at the rim. And so quick offense, early offense, semi-transition stuff. Desmond Bane was like, there is not a rim protector at the rim. Let me see if I can beat Dallas there, and he did.
Oh, awful.
Yeah, this does not look very defense wins championships right now. But Anthony Davis does not look very good at all.
He is limping back up the floor, man.
He looks terrible.
Is this the nightmare scenario for the Mavs franchise?
I mean, no, because his injury is not a. When another miss two.
And he's not going to
Hits
be able
the
to get
floor
back.
again.
Edie stealing Exum.
Oh my God. Is that the game winner? Is that the dagger?
Folks,
Is this over? That felt like that's over.
There are a lot of adults that are not going to want me to tell you this, but it appears drugs might work.
Yeah, he was questionable.
Ja was looking down at the rim when he threw that in. Oh my God, dude.
Good God.
Oh my God, dude. He almost killed Santi Aldama. Well, I hate to break it to you, but there's only 4 beers left.
Oh, we have a lot of beers up there.
Oh, that's true. No, we
Yeah.
do. We have a lot of beer. Yeah, no, you're right.
From, I assume, an actual sponsor.
Yes.
Well, we have
Yes,
Starts.
from our friends at Bud Light.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, Tim,
Can I
might
ban
wanna-
this KG
you might
guy?
want to...
This
Yep.
Kevin Gray Sports guy. Kevin Gray Sports will not stop commenting.
Yeah,
Oh,
who's
we can-
Kevin Gray Sports? Why is he in the chat?
I don't know.
Who's that guy? He's posting way too much.
Way too much. He's spamming.
He's
I
sp-
can
yes.
mute him because
Yeah,
he's spamming.
Yeah. Chat, let us know. How do you feel about this? How are you feeling so far? Give the stream a like if you're worried about the outcome of this game. Grizz fan here, you doing okay? I'm doing great, man. Vance, I'm doing great. I hope you're doing well too. We're gonna need all the beers. You might be right.
Max, there's a lot of beers up there. that we might die if we drank all those beers.
Passionate Pearl says this team needs time to gel and to get fully healthy. I think you're right, and if they win, obviously they play OKC on Sunday, and I don't know if this is official or not, but that game might tip off in the afternoon, right?
Noon.
Noon? Is that like guaranteed?
Yeah.
I thought you already knew that because you were so worried.
Well, I thought
about
that was like it might be
Oh,
that
no,
way.
yeah, it's for sure.
Oh my God. Yeah. So that they tip off at noon on Sunday. This game won't even be over until 11, that's a 36-hour time to rest and recover. I mean, you're not getting healthy and you're not gelling anymore. I mean, like, 80 and Lively have played 4 or 5 games together, including the play-in games. That's just not a lot of time to get used to each other. I'm sad because I want the win because I'm a Bulls fan. It's gonna be me and you, buddy, on lottery night.
How does this relate to the Bulls? Or am I missing something?
For odds.
Oh,
Lottery odds.
Gotcha.
This actually makes me sad. Sarah says, "What a waste of a Najee Marshall breakout season, Tim."
He was meant to play on that Luka team that was in the finals against Boston.
He was. Klay too, man. It is a bummer that we're not going to get to see. The Mavs might still win this game and make the playoffs and everything, but it's a bummer that we're not going to see like Klay on a run, and Najee on a run. Because that's how, everyone liked PJ after the trade deadline, but people really liked PJ after, game 3 against the Clippers, after the OKC series and all that stuff. People loved Gafford after what he did to Minnesota in the conference finals. Like, that's where legends are born. We're back. Caleb Martin in the game for the Mavs. So too is Daniel Gafford. AD remains in the game. Jaren Jackson just said, Caleb Martin, get the hell out of here, young man. I don't even like you.
.403 in the first quarter. Memphis 29, Dallas 14. Marvin Bagley did not play in the last playing game.
He did not. Grizz
So-
going big.
So I guess we should have mentioned Bagley as another big option
Well, it's not too late.
instead of Jay Hoff. Like they do have flexibility in terms of how. They're playing
playing
Bagley,
Aldama at the 3.
Santee, and Jaren Jackson.
Yeah, that is actually really surprising.
It is quite surprising.
And
Yeah.
Conchar at the 2, who like defensively operates like a 4.
Yeah, this is an enormous lineup. I'm honestly not sure I love this.
Man, I don't know.
What are you knowing?
Exum threw that into like the 34th row, dude.
That was actually really impressive.
That was incredible. The reason I was knowing is because that kick-out pass was on time and on target to Martin. Martin's man was 15 feet backed off, and Martin immediately dribbled right into him, as opposed to taking the three. Like, you have to take that shot. You have to be able to take that shot.
Yeah.
I mean, Martin is their point guard right now, basically, and he's being guarded by Santi Aldama and can't punish him. Offensive goaltending, yeah. Terrible. If the Bulls get Cooper Flagg, then can the Mavs have Matas Buzelis? I would like that. I would like that very much. This looks a lot like our game versus Miami a couple days ago. Game is over 4 minutes in. At least you guys are on the road and aren't the home team. There's a difference, though. There's a difference between regular season suckage and play-in suckage. And,
oh, my.
yeah.
Are
The Mavs are down 20.
At some point?
Well, Game Time sponsors our Mavs playoff run. I hope the Mavs knew when Game Time was tonight. It's not a 9 p.m. tip-off like it was the other night in Sacktown. This is an 8:30 tip-off. That was a no-drop three.
No dip.
No dip, yeah.
Yeah.
He passed that behind the backboard. Very impressive.
Does Martin have a weird hitch to his shot now, and in addition to his legs kicking out? Yeah, it's not a clean, comfortable looking jumper. When he got traded here, I did a combo with Kyle Neubeck from PHLY, and Caleb Martin missed a lot of time. Had missed a lot of time early in the season with a shoulder injury, and he said that to some effect, that actually may have, or it seemed like it worsened some of the issues.
Oh, no.
Is that a 2? 3? Yeah.
There should be 21 skunk in the NBA. I think if you go down 21 in the first quarter, the game should automatically be over. That's my hoop idea.
There's also a Caleb Martin game this season with Philly where I think he went 7 of 7 on threes.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
No way.
7 of 9. That was on Christmas, in fact.
Cat left for 15 minutes, and this got bad. Cat, we need you. Don't go anywhere anymore. Watch out. No more turnovers, pal.
Hey,
Some basketball being played right now.
something good.
It's very good from Brandon Williams. Had a little bit of look away.
That was just the Mavs' 5th and 6th points in the paint so far of the game. Memphis has 16. The Mavs have free throw pending. 19 points total as a team at this juncture.
123 left in the first.
I think by the third quarter we might be power ranking our favorite pizza toppings, boys.
Is that another no dip 3?
Maybe.
He might have dipped that one.
I might dip if things keep going the way they are.
This just... Is he going to pull it now?
That was nice. Max Christie. All right.
Hey.
Okay. Could you guys see Jason Kidd being fired at the end of this season? We'll get to that during the commercial break because that is a good question. That is a good question. I look like an anchovy kind of guy.
Anchovies are gross.
Ozzy, you better take that back, buddy. I'm giving you 10 seconds to delete that message.
Ozzy, spoiler alert, Bobby wants cheese pizza and that's it.
Oh,
No
no.
toppings.
I'll
no
eat
toppings.
pepperoni. I'll
just
eat
cheese.
pepperoni.
Yeah, but what pizza did you order specifically?
I like plain cheese pizza.
Yeah.
You put some Parmesan, some crushed red pepper on there and enjoy it. I like cheese pizza with ricotta. Ooh, I
Sarah.
see a violation.
Oh.
I don't know what this means. Double cane? Right here. What does that mean? What does double cane mean?
I don't know. It
That's-
means
oh,
that.
double lane violation, probably.
Yeah.
Remember after the
Sarah,
trade,
do
we were
you
like,
think,
okay, maybe about Max Christie. Max Christie is great, Cat.
Maybe it meant that 2 Kane Fitzgeralds,
Emerged.
double
They
Kane, like
successfully
Kane whistle.
cloned Kane Fitzgerald. I did a multi-cheese pizza. Yeah, see, multiple cheeses. Like, you give me 3 or 4 or 5 cheese pizzas. Whoo, I'm in.
Do y'all ever do pineapple on pizza or no?
I don't know that I've ever had pineapple on pizza.
It's good.
Best coffee shop in downtown Dallas.
Where's the one Nico met? No,
Ascension.
No, that's not downtown.
It's a piece of history.
I would say Weekend Coffee. That's probably where I go most often.
Desmond Bane is about to say, you should have scouted me. All right, he lays it in. 4.5 seconds to go. Mavs are down by 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Brandon was going to do something cool here.
Brandon Williams just went behind the back. Skirt. Oh, split. Oh, ooh, that was nice.
That was so nice.
That was nice.
That was super nice.
That was nice.
Ja Morant's looking at Brandon Williams being like, he's like, is that me? The state he's in right now is like he thought he thinks he's seen himself.
Dude, that was beautiful.
That was really cool.
End of one, 39-24, Grizzlies woof. So about Jason Kidd. And now I want to preface this, Tim, with Kings losing the play-in. GM, you out of here. Suns missed the playoffs. Their head coach, gone. Kevin Durant, probably gone. Their GM, probably gone. There have been some other changes already as well, including the teams that are even in the playoffs. Is anything like that potentially in the cards for the Mavs if things don't go according to plan tonight?
No, I don't think there's any scenario where Dallas would fire Jason Kidd. I think an interesting question is how happy Jason Kidd is here. And to preface this, Jason Kidd has really close relationships with Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis. And I think that all the momentum around the Mavericks is headed towards everybody staying in place. Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson, Kyrie Irving, Nico Harrison, Jason Kidd.
Everybody.
I think that's where the momentum is headed. I do think that Patrick Dumont could change that. I do think that, I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know how many people know what he's thinking. And there's a lot of reasons and that you could. There's some pretty obvious reasons why you could imagine he is now having some new thoughts that he didn't in the past.
They brought out the phone, Tim. They brought out the broken phone.
The broken phone?
You see,
LB
brought it out.
Yeah.
Luka was so pissed off when he got traded, he threw his phone and smashed it.
I made that joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
a few days after Nico said, "Oh, I don't know if he would have signed it."
But what I will say about Jason Kidd is that I do think that at points this season he was very unhappy coaching this team. He skipped a press conference, post-game press conference, and I am not sure to the extent that he did or did not support the Luka trade. I am pretty sure that he wouldn't have wanted to happen like this mid-season. with a team that is not perfectly constructed, was constructed around Luka. A lot of the role players aren't ideal fits, and all of a sudden he's being asked to put it together. They asked really difficult stuff out of him. Impossible stuff, like unsolvable. They posed unsolvable questions to him with all the injuries, and obviously like the injuries were very unfortunate, but I think just the team construction was very difficult. I do not think, again, I don't know where exactly Jason Kidd fell on Luka, what his true feelings about Luka were, whether he would have endorsed a trade at some point, but I don't think he would have done the trade in this fashion. And so all that is to say is that I expect Jason Kidd to be back. I do not believe there's any scenario where he would get fired. In a scenario where Nico Harrison ends up getting fired, that's just so unpredictable. It's like impossible to know what would happen there. But I would expect him to be back. I'm leaving open a few percentage points about something different happening.
Desmond Bane just clanged a jumper to start the second quarter. PJ bringing it up the floor and gets blocked by Zach Edey. But Brandon Williams doesn't save the day. There is 11:29 left in the second quarter if you're trying to sync your game up to us. Again, 11:29. Brandon Williams about to inbound the ball. We can talk a little bit more about that at halftime, maybe, Tim, but I think that's probably going to come across as bad news to many of the nearly 200 people hanging out with us.
Wait, what is?
What you just speculated. Yeah, but not just Kidd, but
yeah, just
the whole BT. That's short for Brain Trust.
I will say this is Dallas should feel fortunate. This is only 15 points right now.
Yes,
super fortunate.
Yes,
in terms of execution, I would say Memphis outplayed them. Memphis out-executed them like it felt like 25 points. You know, some forced turnovers, but timely turnovers that led to Klay threes really saved them early on. You know, the Brandon Williams layup at the end.
Well, you lose one quarter by 15, you're on pace to lose by 60, and Desmond Bane just rubbed a little more dirt on it. Cannon a three, pump fake three. Brandon Williams tried to be a hero again. No dice.
Desmond Bane tried to go around the back, and then when he went to pick up the ball, his arms were too short. Maybe his scouting report was right. He's like, "Oh no, it's out here. I can't quite reach."
And you want to know the truth about Desmond Bane, Tim?
What?
No titles, no rings. The Mavs had a point.
It's true.
Kat says she just synced her TV. Do that more often. It's super helpful as a viewer at home. I will. Thank you for the feedback, Kat. AD is grabbing his hang down and walking gently back up the floor. Not good.
All the reporting was spot on when there are absolutely people. I don't think the Mavericks wanted Anthony Davis to not come back because they just all they cared about was maximizing lottery odds. I think the questions inside the franchise about why are you coming back were much more focused on like, are you healthy? Like, does it make sense physically for you to come back? And this is very different than saying that Anthony Davis, is at risk of re-injury or anything like that. To be very clear, now you see Klay Thompson. That shot was created. That shot was created because they have stopped guarding Jaren Jackson with a center because their centers are going to sag off. Anthony Davis is going to try to sag off and protect the rim. And so they just went to a look, and I don't know if it was perfect. It might have been like some mismatch stuff in transition.
Just went to commercial break, by the way. Mavs down 23.
But Klay Thompson was guarding Jaren Jackson on that possession. So you do the correct thing, the very smart thing in that situation. Jaren Jackson says, give me the ball in the post. Dallas reacts by sending a double team.
Which you should never do, ever, fucking ever.
But if you do, you should not
Never.
double off the nearest shooter.
Ever.
And it turned into a 3. And so this is the very complicated matchup dynamic that...
It was a cross match in transition too. I mean, I don't
it
think
was a cross
It's not
match.
by design, but
Yeah.
The double was by design.
Yes. But there's a lot of cross matches happening right now because Anthony Davis is not exactly speeding up and down the court.
Yeah, he should just if it's ever a situation where he is the slowest player on the floor, that means that something is wrong. I mean, a guy at his size, he moves really well. Even now at 31 or 32, however old he is, he still moves well. Almost every guy that's taller than him in the league, 80 is faster than. Even some guys that are smaller than him, he's quicker than. It should not be a situation where he is where he's moving like this. You know, that dude does not feel good. 231 basketball sickos are hanging out with us here. 233 now on the DLLS Mavs watch along. Of course, Mavs postseason is presented by Game Time. The game is happening and time is passing. That's about as much as we could say about the Mavs' performance so far, Tim. What do you do during this timeout? It feels like the game is kind of slipping away very quickly. It's like, you know, I'm not a big believer in momentum or anything, but nothing has gone well for the Mavs for more than like 1 or 2 possessions at a time. You do kind of need to start carving into this lead at some point, and right now would be a good time to do it. What can the Mavs do?
I wouldn't play any more Caleb Martin, and I would play Spencer Dinwiddie.
You're going to play Dinwiddie.
They have 7 turnovers. Probably more than that. My box score wasn't refreshed. They have 8 turnovers in 14 minutes.
Wow.
And they do not look capable of getting into basic offensive sets.
That is not good.
It's not good. It's not good at all. You know, I understood why Spencer Dinwiddie was benched. I couldn't believe it, but I understood it. He can be a very negative player in some ways, but he is the most competent ball handler on the entire roster in terms of getting you into, you know, getting the ball where it needs to go. And I like every single trip down the floor for Dallas on offense looks so physically pained. But yeah, there's not really much you can do. Like there isn't any like real answers. The real answers is that, you know, 2 players came into this game as a game time decision. One of them was looking down into the rim when he did a punt back dunk. And the other one is looking like going free throw line to free throw line is uphill both ways. That's most of the. I think the matchup stuff is interesting. You know, like I think Memphis' big men are clearly winning this game for them. But, you know, I don't know, man. So out of the timeout,
Their bigs are winning the game and the guards are winning the game. Mavs are worse at literally every position so far. I would say I feel like Lively has outplayed Edey. I've at least noticed Lively more in this game.
Coming out of this timeout, Dallas ran Klay Lively 2-man action, which destroyed Sacramento.
Yeah.
Much better defense. That was Conchar on him. He fought over every screen. It wasn't Edey coming way out. It was just Conchar doing a better job fighting over the screen.
Pippen just made a free throw. There's a shot from the free throw line. There's 9:07 left in the second quarter.
49-24.
I mean, it was still a decent look from Klay. It was a little off balance, maybe a little rushed.
Yeah, but Conchar was in his space. It was. I think all the looks he got, except for the last one against Sacramento from that set, were better. But I agree, it wasn't a terrible look. I didn't hate that he took it, but it was very notable that, you know, instantly that was guarded better. So was that just cross match, or did they go to? Was Memphis trying to do a little zone?
That was just a cross match.
Just bad cross match stuff. So which Maverick is in the third quarter is going to hit the...
Mavs are playing zone right now.
Yes. Over 1-3-1. And it's...
No, it's like matchup 2-3. Except they're not matching up on Scottie Pippen at all. All right, knife. Oh, behind the back for no reason. That's awesome. Max? Oh, nice pass from Najee. Okay.
Hey.
All right, they're starting to play some basketball right now.
Great cut to Nico.
They're starting to play some basketball.
Nico, Matt Riccardi, and Mike Finley. None looking too pleased.
Whoa, that was.
I think the worst thing about Jaren Jackson is the way he shoots.
Yeah.
So weird. I've never noticed that. That's how he shoots.
I had to get over that when I put him second on my...
Yeah.
Because, like, the volume was there.
That's a nice take by AD. Oh, that's not good. He finally got all the way to the rim. He'd been settling for that little, like, 6-foot kind of running floater thingy that he's been doing a lot lately.
Yeah. What I liked about that last Jaren shot is not that it's the ideal way to attack a zone. I mean, it worked. Oh, my. Oh, wow.
Holy smokes, dude.
That was a great pass from Jaren. A good pass. It was a good pass. So, Dallas still going to that same action, just trying to get, because Edey is guarding Lively, and you know that Edey is not incentivized to come to the point of attack. You know, see how much you can just get.
Which is a good idea.
It's a great idea, yeah. And it can work even when you guard it pretty well. Even when you know it's coming. But the looks are a little tougher than what Sacramento provided them. Who posted that?
No, this is from a while ago. I hopefully the microphones didn't pick it up. Desmond Bane just made a one that bounced in 55-31, 6:17 left in the second quarter. The Mavs might not get to 55 points until midway through the third quarter.
Where the shot they will hit to get there will be Max Christie hits huge three to cut lead to 37.
All right, AD. That was nice. That was nice.
It was.
It's just a little too late. Potentially. Dinwiddie is out there. I don't know when that happened. All right, AD maybe heating up a little bit. 5-5, 3-5, 5-2-2 left in the second quarter.
Dallas also went back to one center. And again, Lively's on a minutes restriction. That is absolutely something that plays into this. Daniel Gafford, as we've found out many times. Anthony Davis, big three. Cut it to 19. 4:52 left in the second.
Ja,
dude. My Ja. That just looks clean.
Make that man pee in a cup. What's going on? I don't know if he's ever had this good of a game against the Mavs before. Do it again. Who cares? It's no turnovers. I feel like maybe I was outsmarting myself with that one. But he doesn't turn the ball over very often.
Yeah, he didn't turn it over at all against Sacramento.
Bane for three and fouled. Kevin Gray, where are you at, man? It's your favorite play. Fouling a three-point shooter. Tanner, how we feeling over there?
Not great. I agree with Chris, who says don't make hand gestures when you're hitting 3 down 21.
No, always.
No.
Just spam it. Let him know. Let him know.
AD, you can't do that when you're down 20. Like,
It's great. Come on.
no.
We're having fun here.
No.
What do you think, Tim?
Yeah, maybe you can tell him to go home and beat the traffic too, because the Mavs will be down so much that they can just
After
leave.
Ja dunks again, AD turns around and is like, get out, come on.
Yeah. Sorry, Tim. I interrupted. He asked you a question. I interrupted.
I have no opinions.
Oh, okay. All right, Bobby. It's just you.
All right, well, yeah, then I guess we'll agree to disagree then, pal. What are the Mavs' odds for Coop? If the Mavs lose this game, they have a somewhere around 1.8% chance to move up to number one. If
And
they
so you're
win
telling
this
me there's
game,
a
they cannot get the number one pick.
So then there's not. So okay.
Do you think they're going to lose or win this
There is a
game?
chance.
If I had to guess, I would say the Mavs are not going to win this game.
I think that's a safe assumption. Ja got hit in the.
Oh my God, there's the third turnover. All right, yeah, fuck this.
Oh my.
That was the J Huff dunk. Remember when J Huff did that like a week ago?
AD just dribbled it between the legs off his foot. That's twice in the first half. He's turned it over from getting lost in the sauce. And my sleeper pick has gone to sleep. I need a beer.
I'll hold it down.
Next
It
commercial
actually-
break.
It feels
Honestly,
like, I can't believe we're only down 14 though. Actually, it feels like we're down by more.
That's Tanner. That's 24.
Oh my God. I'm tired.
he's a producer, not a mather.
Yep.
They told me there'd be no math.
Sarah says getting some plain cheese pizza because I don't deserve toppings. Toppings are for winners. No, cheese pizza is good. Cheese pizza is good.
It's fine.
It's good. Did you hear that banshee shriek?
No?
I
On the
did.
TV or outside?
Listen to this. Who can say?
Thank you, Fire Nico. I messed up.
Listen for it again.
Yeah, you're right. It's a very large shriek.
I can't tell if that's a person or if that's a whistle, which you're not allowed to bring. We got a fan violating the code of conduct. Ozzy
Super
D with
chat.
the first super chat of the night. Shout out Ozzy D, always active in the chat. $1.99. Top 5 beers. Number 1, Bud Light. Number 2, Bud Light. Number 3, I'm thinking Budweiser. Number 4, Bud Light. And number 5, Bud Platinum. If that's is there something like Bud Platinum?
Yes.
They
Yeah.
do? All right, Bud Platinum.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, he just missed a dunk and he did a somersault. Yeah, drugs are bad, Josh. Should have signed the Dare Pledge.
It was a cool play, though.
That was cool.
I wish you had finished it.
I prefer Supreme Pizza. Never been a big veggies on pizza guy.
Mushrooms?
I love a Supreme Pizza.
There's just too many things on there I'm afraid of.
No mushrooms, no olives. Get that off my pizza.
Yeah, but you like peppers on there and stuff.
Yeah, but
like I
that's-
can't do
that's-
any of that.
Those are good.
All right, we're going to break. 2:57 left. Memphis up a lot to a little. I will be right back. I'm going to go grab one of my top 5 beers.
Okay.
Have
It is going to
fun.
explode.
You
on
need anything?
At this rate, I'll take another.
All right. Tanner,
I'm okay.
you sure?
Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right.
They are going to blow. They do it in the sink.
Well, no, I'm going to get the
Okay,
Bud
that's fine
Lights,
too.
Tim.
Okay.
I'm going to run the bathroom so we can make Tim monologue here for a couple minutes.
I don't have to. I'll do. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. No. You can give me the other.
All right, Tim monologue, go.
Oh. Tanner is gone. Bobby is gone. It's just me. Just me alone here. And all of you guys. So I'm not alone. Yeah, I think this game was over when Ja had that put back. Just execution wise, everything. It does not feel like Anthony Davis has 20 points. That's actually wild. I know he's been scoring some, but it does not feel like Anthony Davis has 20 points right now.
Hey, this is the Texas edition. How about that?
Okay, I'm not alone anymore. Cheers. Oh, it is the Texas edition.
Yeah. I would leave Cat one-on-one with the audience for a little bit. I think it's fun to do that.
Cat?
What'd you talk about while I was gone?
Not much.
Oh, that's cool.
I said I thought the game was over when Ja Morant had that dunk.
Which one?
He's only had one.
Oh, that's right. He missed the other one.
The other one ended up as a layup.
Lively in Washington, a big fat goose egg. Yeah. Yeah. Is Mark in Memphis for the game? No. Mark will be on the post-game show with us. We'll go live. Once this game ends, we'll end the stream, and then we'll go live about 10, 15 minutes after the game is over. I have a feeling this beer going to go down quick. Maybe. Just maybe. There's even a little state of Texas cutout in the, what do you call this thing? Like the flap? What do you call the little thing that you do this with?
Yeah, it's not bottle cap.
I think it's a flap, right? Tanner, do you know?
What?
The thing that you like use to pop open the beer? Is it a
Call
flap?
a tab or something?
A tab?
I think I called it a tab.
Metal spoon?
Trade AD
Wait,
for
no,
better
no.
defense.
Trade AD for a pull tab.
Bryce says tab.
A
Cat
pull
says
tab.
tab.
A pull tab.
Nova says tab. Yeah. We are back from commercial break. 64-41 Grizz lead. The Mavs are about to inbound the ball. And they got another 27, 28 minutes left in this thing. Daniel Gafford takes the inbound pass if you want to sync up your TV with us. Spencer Dinwiddie on the board with a miss. Santi Aldama. See, back in my day, that would have been a flagrant foul on Dinwiddie. He would have laid Aldama out.
I do just really love how many routine basketball plays Ja Morant does, but he's just airborne.
Yeah.
You know, there's no reason for him to be airborne. He just is.
But it looks cool.
It looks cool. So you're saying that Spencer Dinwiddie should have Bynum'd?
No, that would have been Jerry Stackhouse, actually. Remember that from the 06 finals?
No. I didn't watch those 6 finals.
Game 4
Wasn't
at
an NBA
Miami
fan.
was a big blowout in favor of the Heat over the Mavs. And toward the end of that game, or maybe it was only the third quarter, I don't remember. Shaq was on a fast break, and Stackhouse chased him down and fouled the shit out of him and ended up getting suspended for Game 5.
That was a
You
good
remember that,
cut.
Tanner?
That
Was not great.
was a good cut from Brandon Williams. Didn't get the ball in the cut, but it was like, you know, they were trying to have a second player in the vicinity of Anthony Davis. You know, they're having, you know, like shadow zone help behind all the Anthony Davis post-ups. And so Brandon Williams just ran to the opposite corner. And, you know, all of a sudden the one guy guarding over there can't cover them both. It's a 3 out of it. Also, a little lax from.
JK says, I work at a bar and I drink less at work than these dudes. This is my first beer in like 3 days. I'm stone cold sober. This is sparkling water. Gafford playing illegal defense. There you go. Brandon Williams out there fighting, man. Give him credit.
So GM.
I don't think I've ever seen that person before. Over under, we get the number 1 pick, and Nico trades it to Rob Pelinka.
Dallas looking ever so slightly better for a few minutes. That was good from AD. I did not
good.
expect him to get to the left side of the rim.
Yeah. And the burst and the thrust to do that, he got the ball at the free throw line. Like, it's not like he took him, 3 dribbles or anything.
Do the Mavs have momentum, Bobby?
No.
I know. I just like saying that word. Because I know you don't like it.
It's a dirty word, Tanner. Clay's going to pull this. Yep.
It's 2 for 1.
Memphis ball, 20 seconds left in the half. Mavs might get a chance here. Decent look from Klay to make it a 15-point game, but alas. All right. You think we're going to get to see Kyle Murray in the second half?
Good to see who?
Oh, he's a two-way player. Never mind. He's not active, is he?
Yeah. He can play in this.
Well, that just makes me sad. Did y'all talk about Pelinka getting a promotion today? Did he get a promotion?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
To what?
Or he got it re-extended.
Oh, okay.
You got like a 3-year extension.
He's now the president of basketball operations. All right. Little raise. Nico making sure that his friends are taken care of. I respect that, actually. Well, Ja inexplicably fouled Brandon Williams with 2 seconds left, and so he is at the line. His first offering. Not so much. AD is already walking off the court. Going to the locker room. Never mind. He's talking to a fan. Now he's walking off the court. That is really weird. Might have to check Twitter for what happened there.
I'm checking. I don't see anything.
There was a fan. A fan must have said something he didn't like or whatever because he stopped, turned around, and was saying something. Security got him out of there. Williams makes the second one. Memphis inbounding the ball. Desmond Bane is
Why?
going to wait until after.
That is the actual most cowardly thing you can do.
Yeah.
It's the play-in tournament. These stats literally do not count.
They don't.
Anywhere. Nowhere.
They don't. What is halftime? It is 66-49. Mavs actually only lost that quarter by 2, so that's progress. At this rate, they might win the third quarter. AD has 22 points. Pretty nice half from him overall. 9 of 15 from the floor, made a 3. 3 or 4 from the free throw line, has 5 boards. Did turn it over 3 times, much to my chagrin. No other Mav is in double figures. 3 Grizzlies are in double figures, led by Ja Morant with 16 points. We said it right out of the gate. If you were watching the pregame show, if you watch any of the shows leading up to this, Tim, we said if Ja is looking good, then this game gets really, really tough.
Yeah.
And Ja is looking pretty good.
Ja looks very good. And he looks very capable of exploiting all of the mismatches and all of the problems that the Memphis front court poses to this Dallas team, and he's been doing it. So, you okay if I leave you for 3 minutes here?
Yes.
All right, I'll be right back, folks.
Shout out our newest diehard while he's gone.
Yeah. I was gonna do that. I'm pulling it up right now.
Two new diehards.
Holy smokes! No way.
Hopefully they're watching. Someone, Oak Cliff Rockefeller said he was going to sign up. So I don't know if one of them.
Shout out. Heck yeah. Bye, Tim. Okay. All right. See you soon, Tim. That's Tim Cato. My name is Bobby Corello. We got Tanner Rotman, the producer.
Hello.
just off screen, but he does have a mic. There's more than 250 y'all watching. Shout out to you. Thanks for hanging out with us on a Friday night. On-court product not looking too good, but we're trying to keep the vibes pretty high during this watch-along. We got some snacks. We got some brews. We got a lot of fun people in chat hanging out with us. And for the next couple minutes, I'm going to let you know about becoming a diehard. We are running a very special sale right now. If you want to support what we're doing here at DLLS Sports, you can sub to the channel here and like the stream and comment and do all that stuff. If you want to take it one step further, put your money where your mouth is, you can become a diehard. We're running a sale right now. It's just $36 for a whole year. You get a free shirt right when you sign up, which almost pays for the entire cost of the membership. You get a discount on any other gear you want, discount on all of our events. You get to read the website, premium paywalled written content. If the Mavs lose this game, Tim is going to have an article coming out this weekend about what happens next. We have spent a lot of time talking about what happened this season, not a lot of time looking ahead, because it's hard to predict what's going to happen next, but Tim has a little bit of intel, and you're not going to want to miss that stuff. Signing up to be a diehard gets you that. It also gets you access to the Cowboys 100. It's draft week coming up. If you want the most Cowboys-centric draft coverage in the world, becoming a diehard is the way to do it. And a few people have signed up since we started this. Shout out to Drew. Shout out to Greg. Shout out to Harris. They have all signed up to become diehards since our pregame show started. So shout out to each and every one of you. Tanner, who do you think the Cowboys should draft?
Oh, I haven't done my research on that yet, so I don't have a good answer.
All right.
I've been following
chat,
NBA.
Who do you think the Cowboys should draft? Do I root for the other North Texas teams?
Yes.
Yes. I root for the Stars for sure.
Rangers.
I passively root for the Rangers. I'm a fair weather fan for the most part.
Yeah, but we have the DLLS Rangers podcast.
Yeah, no, I mean I want the Rangers to win, but I'm not locked into every game. But once the calendar flips to July, if they're in a pennant race, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. Oh, there he is.
Hello.
There's
I felt
Tanner.
like being on screen for a little bit. So. What's up, Tanner? It's halftime, so why not? Hello.
Hello, Tanner.
How was your cigarette?
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Is that sponsored too?
Nope.
I did not have a cigarette.
Darn.
Cowboys should
I don't
draft
think I could have
Cooper
smoked
Flag.
a cigarette that quickly. Would have taken a little longer.
A couple people said
Not a smoker.
that they should draft T-Mac, Tedero McMillan.
Tim Cato, who should the Cowboys draft?
I mean, I just know the two players. I know a few quarterbacks. I don't know any. I've not kept up with NFL draft stuff at all.
That's where I was. Okay, Bobby, who do you think they should draft?
I like Emeka Ibuka. I would trade back for him, or consider trading up for the GOAT Ashton Jeanty. But I'm not trading
Ashton
up.
Jeanty is.
I'm not
and
trading up for anything. Trade back, get Ibuka. I like him.
I know the Colorado players and
Luther
Scabidi?
Burden
Is that his name?
III, says
Scabita?
Kevin Gray Sports.
Scabati.
Brian
Is
Schottenheimer.
No, I'm talking with a white quarterback. Or running back. No, he's a running back. The power running back.
Cam Scatabo.
Scatabo? Is that how you say his name?
I don't know. Who knows?
Something like that.
Mav should draft Yaku Sionis. Yaku Sionis, I think is how you say his name, right?
Not sure what was said, but he also had an exchange with a fan before walking into the tunnel. This is Anthony Davis. He went to the locker room before halftime buzzer sounded. He approached the fan, but he was held back by Mavs security.
If I had to guess, I think that a fan said something he didn't like to hear. Fan might have been being a big meanie head.
What do you think he said? You think the fan said something like, I bet you like anchovies on your pizza?
Yeah, you look like an anchovies guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, motherfucker, what?
That just really offended his sensibilities.
At least we have the Stars for now. Rangers and FC Dallas, yeah. But with no Miro and probably no Jason Robertson, holy moly, that series is looking scary.
Stars not looking great right now.
That series is looking scary. Plus, the Stars haven't won a game, I think, since my last birthday.
Yeah, the Stars don't look great, mostly because of light pollution, though. Especially since we're kind of like in the middle of a dense urban area. So
Over under Nico suits up next year.
Hey, he lived it. Klay has been bad. I mean, I feel like Klay is forcing stuff that he wouldn't force if this offense had more ability to generate better looks.
All right, I'm going to go pull off a combo play real quick.
All right.
I need to plug in my laptop so I make sure it's charged for our postgame show, which will be live on YouTube, matter of moments after the final buzzer.
With Mark Stein.
With Mark Stein. And I'm going to throw away my can. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Bye, Bobby.
Bye, Tim.
Bobby said bye back to me if you couldn't hear him.
He did.
Nomero and Robo. They haven't won a game one since the final. Just reading comments. Let's see. Klay's the only player who has made more than 2 shots. I don't think Klay is the right person to criticize from that first half. I think PJ, 0 points, 0 of 3. 2 turnovers. Not entirely sure what's going on there. Najee has not taken a lot of attempts. Max Christie hit a couple threes. Brandon Williams, even though I thought what Brandon Williams is doing looks decent, but just 1 of 6. You're just asking a lot of him. Caleb Martin did not look good. I do think there's a possibility. There's a good solid possibility that Caleb Martin isn't this bad of a offensive player. Like, he is right now. Right now, this is the worst he's ever been since Miami, since like becoming a rotation guy in Miami as an offensive player. He's always been better than this. I think it's possible he gets back there, after a summer where he just gets healthier. But why doesn't Hardy get any playing time? Has he been that bad? Yeah, kind of. Mostly, yes. Yes, he really has been that bad, unfortunately. He's a spacey defensive player, and someone you can target. Hello, Kevin. What you doing?
Hi, Tim.
I'm a little confused, though. We tried muting you from the chat. You're not supposed to be working right now.
Well, I'm not. I'm sitting at the Westgate Superbook on the Strip in Vegas. Let me do the Mark Stein. Do I sound okay? Can you hear me?
I know, right? You sound great. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Just
KG.
let me do the Mark Stein. Let me do the Mark Stein as well. Let me move, my head over. And, okay. All right, we're good.
It's like
We're good.
rub the
We're
lens
good.
a little bit, make sure it's all
I
clean.
know, right, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. We're all good.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I made the difficult choice of either going to Friday Night SmackDown or watching tonight's game at the Superbook, and
You chose wrong.
I don't know if I'm regretting my decision, but I am having fun either way. Somebody in the chat was like, Kevin should call in. I thought Kevin would call in for halftime. I was like, you know what? It's halftime. I want to say hi to my guys.
Yeah. What's the mood like where you are right now? What are they saying about the Mavs?
Well, earlier in the first quarter, I was sitting next to a Laker fan, and PJ Washington turned it over for the second time in the first 3 possessions. He looked at me and was like, "You rooting for the Mavs?" I was like, "I talk about the Mavs every day." He's like, "Thanks for Luka, by the way." I almost told that guy to,
Did you fight him? You're there for wrestling.
Is this the Watchalong? Oh yeah, I almost told that guy to go, whatever. But anyway, yeah, he was very giddy about the fact that he has Luka Doncic and we don't. So there's that.
It must be nice. It must be nice.
That's what I told him. I was like, yeah, congratulations for Nico Harrison being the executive of the year for giving you that guy. So yeah, he was very happy in his LA Dodgers hat as he watched the Dodgers beat the Rangers tonight, unfortunately.
Well, I asked Tim this question earlier, KG, whenever they were down by 20 in the first quarter. I'll ask this question to you now that they're down by 20 at the half. What can they do to get back in this game?
hope Ja Morant turns his ankle again. No, short of that, I don't know. I almost forgot that Desmond Bane loves going nuclear on the Mavs. I forgot about that element of tonight's game because he loves playing Dallas every time. But you said it earlier. They don't have anybody that can guard Ja Morant. Between that and turning the ball over as much as they did in the first half, you're giving him a lot of easy points. And when Ja is smoking layups or trying to contort his body to do Cirque du Soleil type layups or whatever, he's been actually decent. So
I am looking it up, and Desmond Bane averages the second most points against Dallas in his career.
Yep.
The most is Sacramento. But
De'Aaron Fox. Oh, no, for him. I'm sorry, for him.
Yeah. He averages a few more against Sacramento, but he has played 16 games against Dallas, averages 21.1 points on 49-40 and 88.
So he's nearly going 50-40-90 on us there. Got it.
Yeah.
KG Minotaur Moreno asks, have you heard any fire Nico chants in Vegas?
No, I'm sure some will probably break out at Allegiant Stadium tomorrow evening where there'll be 90,000 people. I'm sure a fire Nico chant or two might break out.
You'll have to report that for us. Get it on video if you can.
If a fire Nico chant breaks out at WrestleMania, then you know what? It might be time to go ahead and get that U-Haul for Nico and go ahead and ship that thing on out of there because, my gosh.
Not the WrestleMania.
Yeah, if fire Nico chants break out at WrestleMania, then yeah, it might be time for our guy to go ahead and go out. So.
What's been really
the Superbook is.
You what?
I was gonna say the Superbook is really awesome. This is a really, really massive venue, and it's they got giant TVs all across. They've got the game on 3 different giant screens and baseball games and stuff. It's pretty dope. So.
Yeah, I would say put the phone in reverse, but I think we'd get in trouble with the law if we did that. So
probably
don't show. Yeah. Don't show it.
I'm not gonna do that. So
well,
I know the second. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it does look fun in there. You got I see some lights flashed and stuff. It looks like a little bit of a Club Kevin setup.
Yeah.
Club KG.
Yeah, I wanted to invoke the Club Cato vibe.
Yeah.
Kevin's Cabana.
Ooh, that's
right.
Nice.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I might have to go get a mojito or a mule or something to complete the cabana.
Yeah.
At this rate.
Yeah. All right, well, we're about to get back underway here in the second half, KG. Yeah. We'll let you go and enjoy your night. Enjoy the event this weekend, and I guess we'll see you on Monday. What is your situation?
Just send me Tuesday.
Tuesday? All right, we'll see you on Tuesday then.
All right, love you, boys. We'll see you.
All right, love you too, man. Have a good night. I love Kevin Gray.
And the that was a replay. I do too. We love Kevin Gray.
That's
sorry,
long.
Sorry, I looked back at the screen and I thought it was live. There's just
for a second you were like, I thought they gave you what they gave Ja.
Well, let me try jumping real quick.
Ozzy says, I heard a fire Nico chant at Chuck E. Cheese the other day. I won't ask what you were doing there. Mavs are hopping back on the floor. The Grizzlies are getting back out there. We are almost underway in the third quarter. Thank you to every single one of you hanging out with us on Friday night. We're going until the final buzz here live on the Watch Along. I'm Bobby Corelli. He is Tim Cato. That is Tanner Rotman.
Hello.
Sarah says, go back to the club.
That's right. We are underway. There's 11:56 left to go in the third quarter. You want to sync up your TV to ours. Mavs are down 66-49. They've been down by as many, I believe, as 24 in this game. So they have cut into it a little bit.
Jaren Jackson. Little ISO move on Anthony Davis.
Play the club pop music. We got it?
Maybe.
It's not our music.
AD's having a really
Pop
good
isn't here.
Where legends drop, Clarence Hill just can't stop.
Love that song. Holy banger. Thanks for joining in the dance with me, Tim.
I don't know the moves.
Well, that's the move. You gotta let it all hang. You just gotta really feel it.
You're telling me you don't dance at It'll Do when you go to It'll Do?
I don't think I said that. I'll dance if I'm at It'll Do.
Oh, you said you don't know the moves for. Okay, never mind. Gotcha.
Oh, you thought that? Yeah, I don't know.
I thought
the
you were
moves.
saying you. Okay, gotcha.
I'll dance at It'll Do.
Klay just missed an open corner three. That would have cut it to 14. And at that point, it's like, all right, Mavs come out, hit a couple shots. Maybe we got a ball game. But instead, he's missed.
The Memphis offense is not getting as many advantages. I think that is fair to say.
AD. What does It'll Do?
It's a club bar. Well, not a bar. It's a club. It's a venue,
Oh, okay.
but more like a dance venue.
Oh, nice.
You ever
I
been
am a
to?
little surprised you have not been there, Bobby.
How did that happen? Oh, Lively said, Noter! Wow. That's another example, man. Mavs down 15 with the ball, turnover. You get a chance to, all right, let's start feeling good about ourselves.
I don't know why Scottie Pippen ever thought he could finger roll that right to the rim.
Yeah.
That had to go off glass.
That's Dereck Lively, bud.
Yeah, that had to be thrown up on the rim or on the glass on the backboard.
Nosh? Folks, Mavs within 13. All right. Vibes completely shifted once we got Kevin Gray on the show. Never mind. Oh, we missed it. And he's slow to get up. It's a 5-on-4. 80 cans it. Mavs within 10. Holy smokes.
10-point game.
68-58. Can he spam it then? Can he emote then?
I think you're allowed
Yes.
to. I think you're allowed to celebrate in that instance.
It's 9:09. Memphis calls timeout. We're going to break, folks. Mavs mounting a huge run here. They were down by 24 just a moment ago. They're within 10. They're down, 18, 19 at the break? 17 at the break?
Yeah.
Jaws missed a couple bunnies. Mavs, Klay missed a corner three. PJ just lost the ball going up for a layup. This might have been a 5-point game. Fake comeback? You never know if a comeback is fake or not until the game is over. That's why you got to live in the moment. You got to enjoy the moment. Enjoy what you have. You never know when the good times are going to end or begin.
It was Club Pop Pop that brought us back.
Maybe it was.
So PJ Washington has 4 fouls. Kind of snuck up on that.
He's got 4?
4 fouls, yeah.
He's kind of been a non-factor
Yeah.
so far.
He's got 0 points.
Yeah. How many turns?
2.
Oh.
I thought it was
Well, that's
more
not
too.
bad then. None since the first 30 seconds of the game. He's really cleaning it up.
Yeah.
Drugs for everybody, says Oak Cliff Rockefeller. Absolutely. Jaws on him. 80's probably on him. Handing them out left and right.
Super chat.
Super chat from Ozzy D. Another $1.99. Club Pop start of the run. Do your thing, Tanner. Tanner!
Well, don't. No, you gotta. If the run's going right now,
Oh,
you don't
don't
double. You
spoil it.
don't
Don't ruin
double
a
it
good
up.
thing. Okay.
If things
All right,
start
okay,
to go
okay.
awry again, that's when you play it again.
That
and
is a
see-
really
see
good
if-
point.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when things are working, you don't do
Yeah.
anything differently.
If Club Pop is a certified vibe shifter, we don't want to shift the vibes right now.
Right. Objectively correct.
No, you're right. That's true. That's true. But the correlation is there. The causation is likely there as well. Club Pop Pop has saved Jason Kidd and Nico Harrison's job, question mark?
Wow. I wouldn't go that far.
Oh,
Either direction. I mean, I don't think any decision was being made off the results of this game.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
But what about Club Pop Pop?
Save the season, maybe.
Ah,
That's plausible.
well, what do you think is going to happen? Like the next few minutes, what do you think? Do you think Memphis is going to respond, or do you think we're about to start getting lemony in here?
I don't think Edie's going to be in the game after this timeout. I think they're going to go back to more of a 5-out.
Get Aldama back in there?
Yeah.
Dude, AD is putting in work tonight. He's been
He is.
really, really good. What is the background behind Club Pop Pop? Only those who have been invited into Club Pop Pop can let you know. It's 17-2 run for the Mavs. How about that? We are back from commercial break. Memphis just inbounded the ball, up 10. There is 9:03 left in the third quarter.
Well, I was wrong.
You could hear Lively scream. He's pretty frustrated with himself on that one, as he should be. I don't like that shot. I just don't like it. Klay? Klay. Folks, it's a single-digit game. It's 70-61.
9 points.
Klay sees one go through. He can see a lot more. Scottie Pippen for the answer. I don't know what that was, but it was not defense. That's a tough shot.
Tough shot he made.
Oh, they sit on the floor. All right. I was about to revolt. I was about to rise up. Really give someone a piece of my mind.
I know Klay does this, but like he made that shot so much harder. Or, like he made it. So who am I to say? Maybe that shot is easier to him. He made that so much more of a contest. I think that is fair to say.
Yeah. He's a big pump faker for kind of no reason.
Huge pump faker.
Dirk was another pump faker for kind of no reason, but I think it was probably a rhythm thing for him. Aldama in now. Edie's still out there. Aldama in for Triple J.
And PJ Washington is in with 4 fouls. He's still playing.
PJ talking with T. Morant. That wasn't who AD was going back and forth with.
No, somebody behind the team, the road bench.
Oh, okay.
Behind their bench.
You'd like him to make that one. Yeah. Stuff if Najee gets beat like that, that's where you see Najee kind of out of position a little bit, slow to react to Ja. Ja crosses him over, gets in the lane. Gafford is tempted to slide over and help force a miss, but Edie was there for the putback. Najee does answer, though. Today we spell redemption Knife.
Not really sure about that Desmond Bane shot.
Brutal shot.
Did not seem necessary.
Oh, my God. Nice play by PJ. Oh? Oh, my God. AD's got 31. He looks super uncomfortable right now. Just threw it down. Ja tried to kill him, I think. Almost blocked it. Might have fouled him. Oh, no. Desmond. AD to Gaff? Oh, no. Still Mavs ball. 5:46 to go. It's 75-68 Memphis. Mavs within 7 with the ball. Klay kind of jumped a la Ja on that one.
Yeah. He was hanging up there.
If I had to guess, that's the farthest pass he's made as a Mav. AD for 3? Gafford down. That is not good for the Mavs. Like, he's up and healthy and stuff. This is a 5-on-4. Open 3. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to get a 3 or a 2 out of that.
Yep.
It's just so hard. I think it's the guy who does F5. I'm blanking on his name. But there's
Fast 5?
It's a blog. It's a stats-based blog that's doing really interesting work on the NBA. But one of the, like the outcome on the other end of the court that leads to the highest points per possession on the, going the other way. Obviously, live ball turnover is going to be one. But a missed shot at the rim is so high.
Oh, yeah. No, it's brutal. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess that was, that was more of a situation where he didn't miss the. Oh, wait, I already forgot how that.
Well, it's Gafford going for the offensive rebound, gets caught in the air, falls down.
Yeah.
And, it's Rick always used to. The Mavs for a few years in a row under Rick ranked dead last by far in offensive rebound percentage. And he would always say, like, I want to get back in transition. But if a guy can be smart about it, I want to send him to the rim to get an offensive rebound. Gafford, I feel like a lot of the times pursues offensive rebound, probably by coaching, like he's told go get offensive rebounds, but he winds up on the ground a lot. And those situations are, those are like a death sentence, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, PBP stats keeps track of points per possession based on previous events. So miss at the rim, miss mid-range, miss free throw, miss 3, made all of those things, turnover, live ball, all that stuff. And missed shots at the rim are always like the worst, by far the worst, other than steal.
Yeah, for sure.
The Mavs for the last few years have ranked very poorly following a missed free throw. Like consistently. And that feels almost random, but not for the Mavs. Why is this game competitive again? Because AD is broken. They hit him with the halftime buff.
Trying to find. Oh man, I don't even see it.
Tanner, how are you feeling about the game right now?
To be honest, I haven't been paying attention lately. I was trying to get some work done on the thumbnail, just get a little advanced work.
You're saying that on the mic?
I admitted to doing work instead of watching. Wow, that's tough. Tough.
Okay. Kirk just made a good point on Twitter. Why is Scottie Pippen Jr. Why is the Scottie spelled differently? It's a Y instead of an IE.
Oh, wow.
Like if you're gonna be a junior,
I guess they're both named Scott, but maybe
Could
he
be.
just likes the spelling of
I guess so.
Y Scotty better. We're back from break. Grizzlies or Mavs. Yeah, it's Mavs ball. Mavs are about to inbound the ball. And we are underway. 5:25 left to go in the third quarter. Memphis up 78-68.
Marvin Bagley back in the game, which I find interesting, but not totally surprising.
Jeez, dude. Dante like really threw that off the rim as hard as he could.
Yeah.
And John Conchar was shot out of a cannon too.
Always like John Conchar.
Oh, unlucky. Unlucky miss by the knife.
That's a cool lob.
That was a cool lob, but someone's got to be there. And just like that, it's a 14-point game. Mavs got to within 7 with the ball, and now are down 14. Now we're down 12. Oh, no.
He's
15.
rattled in a couple
He has.
threes. Jaren Jackson has.
Yeah, my sleeper pick is looking just so unbelievably good right now. If AD hadn't tried to go hezzy between the leg hezzy pull up Jimbo, I would have already won. Would have paid me $47, Tim.
Who just shot that? Exum?
Exum, yeah.
Yeah.
Not his best performance so far.
No. 2 turnovers, 1 of their shooting. 9 minutes.
Just got to be in single digits by the start of the fourth. D-line, you're asking a lot. You're asking a lot. Marvin Bagley out here.
I kind of like I get it, you know, just like another athletic big body. You're not Dallas doesn't have enough shooters that you can play multiple big men, and you know, you're not going to have to constantly be making hard closeouts. That was a very
Travel,
Luka
3 seconds, literally anything. I think Gafford might have just got kneed in a very delicate part of the body.
What does he need?
Brandon Williams? And one Bucko.
Over a former defensive player of the year.
One-handed too.
Yeah, but aren't a lot of layups one-handed?
Oh, just like the whole time.
Yeah.
He kept it out.
That is always cool. Because,
Mavs started doing that a lot more whenever they brought Sham into the mix. Really during the 2021 season, I noticed Luka, Brunson, Trey Burke.
And in that one, I think his arm was actually caught behind him. I don't think he could have.
Yeah, he was warding off the dude.
Yeah.
It's a 12-point game, 2:53 left to go. Memphis up 87-75 in the third quarter. Oh, turnover. Brandon Williams poked it away. Max. PJ. I don't like how he's shooting. That does not look like his shot.
There's something off about it.
It looks like he's rocking back with his upper body. It doesn't look like he's he normally kind of lurches over. It's like coming forward, like his shoulders are almost over his feet, which is not supposed to be the case. That's not how you're supposed to shoot, but that's how he shoots. So for him to now all of a sudden be back, like he's like completely straight up as he goes up to shoot and like is rocking backward, all of his shots, all of his threes the last couple games have been like 8 inches short. It's because he's leaning back.
He'd been taking a lot more step backs too. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I remember when he got traded to Dallas. This was, I wouldn't call this source. It was somebody who had watched him a lot, and it was more speculation. But they speculated that some of the reason his 3-point percentage had declined from his first couple seasons in the NBA is that he tried to add more of a step back, tried to add more like sidestep, step back stuff, and changed his motion so that he was more capable of taking self-created threes, which in turn affected his spot up and catch and shoot looks. And just all kind of interesting with what you're saying and what type of threes he's been taking of late.
Yeah.
And the fact that the mechanics look a little bit different, and that, you know, that was speculated about his time in Charlotte.
Well, that's not great. It's kind of what they used to say about baseball players that would go to the home run derby, and then the back half of the year they struggle.
Yeah.
They're just trying to mash, and apparently just changing what you do a little bit can really screw it up for you.
On the flip side, since he came back from injury, he is 42% on the arc.
That's good.
And it's not like all the first games, you know. He last regular season game he played in, he was 2 of 2. Was 3 of 7 against the Lakers.
No bounces for the Mavs. A lot of bounces for the Bears. And we are now inside the final minute of the third quarter. Memphis up 92-76. A ball just went out of bounds in a really weird way.
Yeah, I was
Apparently
so
off a Mav.
How does that happen?
I don't know. The laws of physics they're made to be broken, I guess. That ball belongs in jail.
So basically, Marvin Bagley has been playing this game over Luke Kennard, who was in their 8-man rotation previously. Vince Williams was very, very poor in 5 minutes in their play-in loss to Golden State and has not had a great close to the season. Jalen Wells is obviously... we changed the...
Jackson banked it in with his right hand. It's 94-76 Grizzlies. There's 46 seconds left. We just had a camera battery die, so Tanner's swapping it out. Tim, you'll rejoin the party here pretty soon. 80 floats it in. Nice 2-for-1. Unless the Grizzlies want to up the ante. Do you think they can? Do you think they will?
Desmond Bane, pressure's on.
He's not in a rush.
Not a pure.
That's an opportunity wasted. You hate to see it.
You know Ja Morant would have got a shot off.
Anyone should have. 38 seconds that's way too much time. And they got a dunk out of it. Never punished.
Yeah.
$13 seconds left. And I think we're looking at around 12 minutes left in the Mavs season. PJ? Nope. Tip in? That should count. That should count.
You think?
I think so.
I think
The
it might
ball
have
was
been
in
late.
the air.
I think it might have been late.
Need
but
to review that before I give the official final score, but it's 96 to either 78 or 80
I think you actually might be right.
after 3. Mavs down big. Went on a run, made it a 7-point game, had the ball. Missed a 3, I believe. And then Memphis went down and hit a 3, and then they extended the lead again. And all around, no ground was gained in the third quarter, Tim. In fact, ground was lost.
Yes. It is 38 points from Anthony Davis, is especially the way he's looking.
He's been unbelievable, man.
Yeah. Like, he looks like he's in pain
Yeah.
at times, or at least, like, he is not comfortable. And he is still playing and
Yeah.
balling out. Even if some of his, like, up and down stuff there's been a slight effect here and there. But, like, obviously, these are, you know, like, nits that we're picking.
Yeah.
The overall performance has been the only thing keeping Dallas in the game. He has played 32 of the 36 minutes. He's only sat for 4.
He's gutting it out, man.
Yeah.
He is gutting it out. Are any other Mavs in double figures? I guess Klay is probably.
Klay is at 13. Max Christie has 8. He is the Najee Marshall has 9. He is the third leading scorer. Max Christie has 8.
I'm gonna retrieve my laptop for the final. Actually, I'm gonna go upstairs and get some cups. I'll be back.
I'm okay.
I'm good. But yeah, full credit to Anthony Davis. Dan says, I don't want KD. I don't think that's where the summer is going to go for Dallas. I'm going to be honest, even if Dallas wanted it to be, I am not convinced KD is looking at the situation and wanting to come here. But we shall see. 2 of the starters have 0 points. Dereck Lively's on a minutes restriction, and Memphis isn't playing in a way that Lively is needing to score. You would obviously like to see him scoring some. You would like to see every player scoring some, but I think Lively's been fine. The 15 minutes from him is, there's some really good defensive possessions he had. He hasn't been quite as good in the second half, but yeah, PJ 0 is a glaring, it's very visible on the box score. On the flip side, he's not a 2. He's not a second option, and
well, I mean, he's not being treated like one tonight, really. Only 5 shots.
right.
Nova
with a $4.99 super chat. Any significance to Nico sitting separately from Dumont Waltz? No. He is sitting with the front office. So Michael Finley was on his right, or on his left, our right, when they showed him when they've shown shots of Nico Harrison. Matt Riccardi, who is a influential part of the front office and assistant GM. He was sitting on the left. That is very standard NBA travel party road game behavior. I don't. Almost always. No, maybe not always. Almost always. But that this is 100% standard NBA behavior. NBA travel party road game behavior. That the front office is going to sit together, and then the owner is gonna have their own place. So yeah, I would not read anything into that.
Sorry, I'm getting a tweet out to promote the watch along.
Oh, absolutely. Bobby, our odds at Cooper Flag. People love asking this question.
1.8-ish% if they lose this game.
Yeah.
If they win this game, they will not be in the lottery.
Good defensive possession or good defensive play from Anthony Davis. He brings the ball down the court. 11:20 left in the fourth quarter. Najee just airballed a floater. And oh my. Desmond Bane somehow came away with that. Did like 2 around the back dribbles, and then all of a sudden just emerged with him having the ball when I was certain it was going to be a Maverick having the ball after all that. So there's that play. When Edey's on the court, he is staying back. He's not going to step up to the point of the dribble handoff that Klay is running with Dereck Lively. Lively does a really good job just kind of angling his body as Scottie Pippen hits a big 3 for Memphis to get the lead back to
swish. Shout
17.
out to Tyler Venton, who just signed up to become a diehard. Tyler, shout out to you, man. Thank you. If you're on the stream, maybe you're just hanging out somewhere at home, wherever you are. But if you're in here, hey,
that's
thank
an
you.
Unfortunate miss from Lively. What was I saying? So the key to those DHOs, the triple handoffs, the key to getting Klay a shot there, it's to not be obvious that you're setting it up. Because if you're obvious, then Edey will see it, and if he sees the defender trailing, it isn't obviously going to be able to get over the screen with enough time to ambitious. That might be Grizzlies ball. Yeah. But yeah, the trick is to not be obvious setting it up. And I thought in the last one, Dallas had actions on other side of the court. It did not look like that's where the possession was going. Then all of a sudden, reverse it to the weak side. Lively's, standing around the 3-point line. Klay is sprinting over to grab that
was
DHO.
a nice outlet pass. That was beautiful. That was beautiful basketball.
Very nice fast break.
Klay is a lot of fun to watch in the open floor, man. Like, he always knows exactly where to be. AD for 3, kind of need it? Nope. It's a 15-point game. Grizzlies just got the rebound. There are 9 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the game. Is it the final 9 minutes of the season, Tanner?
Probably yes.
They're going to say that one's on the floor too?
Chat, get in your predictions. How many of you believe the Mavs can make a comeback? How many of you believe that they can come back and win this game? Let us know.
Sarah says becoming a diehard during this game, during right now, deserves like an extra t-shirt.
It's actually $3.60 to sign up and become a diehard during this game.
So why do Dallas' centers have a combined 3 points? Because I keep seeing that in the chat.
Playing through AD a lot, and AD is not a passer. I think that's a big one. I mean, they're finding Klay a lot. Klay is obviously looking to shoot, not pass.
Yeah, some of it is just like where the shots are going. You're not going to run. You're not going to try to ISO or find mismatches for Gafford because Memphis pretty much has not been shaken out of 2 bigs this entire game. They've run 2 bigs. We've seen some AD.
Apocalypse Judgment in all caps. We don't want to come back.
We went flag and KD. Wow.
Brandon Britt says, just need to see the Shams tweet.
I don't think KD is going to be a Maverick.
There's not a lot of optimism in the chat right now about this game.
I don't think Cooper Flag is going to be a Maverick either.
Odds are very likely that he will not be.
Yeah. What was I saying just now? Oh yeah,
bigs not getting any.
Yeah. Just playing double bigs means that you don't have to. They haven't sent they've sent help at Anthony Davis mostly from the post. When he's in the post, but they're not excessively helping on AD, which is why he has 27 shots and 38 points. Like, you look at a box score, and I think one of the biggest things as an NBA fan, or like NBA fans that or just like one of the best things you can do as a when you look at a box score is realize that when you just call it a tech on ED. But yeah, when you look at a box score and you look at the Lakers game and you saw that Davis didn't have a lot of shots. He ended up with like 16 shots or something against the Lakers. Lucas Homecoming. But it was pretty low, right? And then you look at this box score and Anthony Davis has 27 shots and 38 points. So much of that is dictated by how the opponent is playing. I don't think that Anthony Davis went into the Lakers game. I guess mindset is something. Mindset matters. I do think the mindset for the Lakers game at times, felt like he was being a little passive, Anthony Davis. But it was also how the Lakers were playing him. It was much more how the Lakers were playing him than anything else. And Memphis is letting or challenging Anthony Davis to score. And because they still lead by 15 points, even though he has 38, they don't have a enormous incentive to go start doubling him because they're playing a lot of big men. They're matching Dallas at times, playing larger than Dallas. So they don't want to send doubles and all of a sudden have their lineups who have multiple big men be forced to scramble all around and go guard shooters on the perimeter. They like what they're doing and they're succeeding, and they have no reason yet to go away from it. They like just guarding him single coverage with big players. Anthony Davis has succeeded exceptionally well against that. 38 points on 15 of 27 shooting. But that's a huge reason why he has 27 points. When you're single covering him and running a lot of the offense through Anthony Davis, and you're going up a team with two centers, you're not going to have a those big to big lobs. There isn't that extra space for Dallas to go find those players. It also means you're not running pick and roll. There's been very, very little pick and roll. There's been DHOs. There's been a lot of dribble handoffs, but a lot of the offense is now coming inside the arc, or a lot of the offense is starting inside the arc, and it's very difficult to get the requisite space for the centers to be able to score if you're not running pick and rolls and having them roll to the rim. And obviously, neither of them are players. Gafford is a little bit, but not in this game, not against these matchups. Neither of these players are ISO players. Neither players are just going to give them the ball. Dallas also does not have, lights out shooting outside of Klay Thompson. And so that allows all the Memphis players to also take another little half step in and pinch in and, just do a little bit more to make sure that all the passing windows, all the passing angles are more closed off, that, a player like Lively can't just kind of sneak from the dunker spot and all of a sudden hey, they're leaving under the rim uncovered. That's not really possible. So yeah, it does reduce especially for Lively, an offense that's going to be run through AD this heavily against good opponents, it is going to affect his ability to affect the game on the offensive end. And if Kyrie is healthy, they would be running pick and roll. Some of this is also choices they're making based off the personnel they have available.
They don't have any point guards. AD right now, 38 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. This is a playing game, so it doesn't really count in basketball reference searches, but let's consider it a playoff game. Only 6 other Mavs have ever recorded that line in a game, actually.
38, 9, and 2?
38, 9, 2, 1, 1. Dirk.
How many? Wait. How many players?
6.
Dirk. Don't think Kristaps ever blew up like that. Luka.
He did.
The Kristaps did.
KP did twice, and Luka did it, obviously.
And Luka did it. And there's 3 more players?
3 more players. You're not going to guess them.
James Donaldson.
No.
It's a good guess, though.
They're all guards. Michael Finley, Ro Blackman, and Jim Jackson.
If you told me all guards, I probably could have just...
You would have never guessed Jim Jackson.
Probably not, no.
You would have guessed Jet Terry before Jim Jackson.
I don't know if Jet Terry ever got 9 rebounds ever.
I'm not sure he did. Klay just missed the free throw. That's a bummer, actually. 8:43 left. Mavs about to inbound it. I'm bummed for Klay. I like seeing Klay succeed. I know he took the Kings game last year pretty personally and took his success in the Kings game this year personally, in a good way. I'm bummed to see him miss that free throw. So here we are.
Says, what's even the goal?
Grizzlies inbound the ball. 8:38 left. Ja puts up a shot. It misses. PJ rebound. I mean, the goal is to cash out and bro down, right? Mavs trying to win some titles. Plural, multiple. Getting some rings. Not stopping at 1. AD for 3. Slowed down. Air balls.
Man.
He is not. Oh, my God. He's limping off the floor. AD is hurt. Getting attention from Deion Calhoun on the bench.
So I want to say 2
Grabbing
things.
the outside of his knee, his hamstring maybe. I don't want to speculate.
That's worrisome.
He knew it as soon as he shot that ball.
I want to say 2 gut reactions to this. He has 38 points. He's the only reason the Mavericks are even semi-competitive in this game. It is so commendable and impressive what he did tonight out there on the court.
Absolutely.
Why the fuck? To what end? To what fucking end? Like, man.
36 of a possible, at the time, 40 minutes played.
But minutes don't cause injuries.
That's what I've been told.
That's unfair of me to say. Like, this is all contextual.
I mean,
I do
at
think-
points
I do-
throughout this
like, they
game, he's
do.
been grabbing his adductor, his back, but that was his knee. That's something totally different.
I don't know why you're playing a hurt player to win a chance to get swept by the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like, I don't get it. And there were, people within the organization who do feel the same way. And Anthony Davis wanted to play, and it's very hard to tell a player not to play. And it's way harder to, like, it's possible the way, it's possible. Is it possible he's just cramping from the way they're treating it?
Could be. They're Theragunning his behind the knee, hamstring into the knee, into the calf area. It could have been tight.
Yeah. I mean, that's
But
not
again,
a player
speculation.
who
We're just
yeah,
speculating.
it's not a player who went straight to the locker room like, I am injured. It is a player who was like, I gotta sub out of the game, and has stayed on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That third turnover, though, Tim. That'd be $47 richer.
Man.
Yeah, obviously that's probably the
I do love that
thing
Ja
to watch.
does.
Yeah, this is AD's getting stretched. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. We'll see.
He's not back in the game in the future, which is me looking at the play-by-play. So,
Do you feel it now, Mr. Krabs?
oh, I think I said that man's name is Garth Jr., but I now see it's
Say it.
Girth Jr. Spelled with an E. Also, that word is just a word, even if it has a specific context.
Wonder what Dumont would do in this situation? We're probably about to find out. We are probably about to find out. Desmond Bane from the free throw line. It's a clang. PJ rebound, but the Mavs down 17 with 6:50 to go in the game. And PJ just threw it away, and then Desmond Bane threw it away. We're having fun here, folks.
That was so.
Oh my God. What are we doing, guys?
Playing game, baby. Oh my.
Oh my God. This suddenly turned into 24-hour fitness pickup basketball at 2 a.m.
That was fantastic.
We gonna get some Jaden Hardy, Dwight Powell playing minutes?
We just might.
Nico does not look like a very happy person.
He does not.
It does suck. I have said a lot of bad things about him. A lot of people on this panel and a lot of people in the world have said a lot of bad things about him for the job that he's done and the moves that he's made and all that. I still don't wish misery on him, like just complete and utter
We've
misery.
mostly said bad things because of a move he made. Like most of the move before that move, most of us were like, "Oh,
Yeah, but
Nico's
that
good.
one, and then the decision to talk about Dirk and the decision to say all the
yeah,
stuff,
okay.
and
I thought
but I don't want him
I
to
was a
hate
little
his life
worried.
or anything. But that dude he does not look very happy right now. It just sucks. It sucks all around. Everything sucks. That's a late whistle.
He often had a bit of a smile, or just a resting smile, or he did this. This is a different type.
AD
of
coming back in the game.
This is a different type of resting face than he had in the weeks
Why?
following the Luka trade.
Yeah.
I would say.
Stop.
Yeah, I'm not
Go
saying
sit on the bench.
I am not saying AD. I've never said, and as far as I know, I have no indication that AD is at more risk of injury playing in these games, anything like that. But he is clearly sacrificing comfort and, playing through what is not him being 100%.
There's 40. Wow.
And to what end?
The journey is the destination for basketball players.
Like
man,
he is,
you know?
he is moving so gingerly.
Why is he in there?
And some of it is just that he's a basketball player and he wants to play.
Look how he's moving.
I will say, all game they've been leaving him alone for jumpers. This might be the time to play him a little closer. Oh, this is about to be showtime.
Oh my God! Off the backboard.
Yeah, that's a dagger.
Oh my God! Off the backboard.
That is a dagger.
Bulldog said AD doesn't take vacations.
That's right. No vacations here. John Conchar to Jaren Jackson Jr. off the backboard alley-oop. It is 112.93 with 5:22 left to go. Very likely in the Mavs season. And, yeah. Yeah. Yep. There have been in this game 0 ties, 0 lead changes. Memphis got out to what? I believe a 7-0 lead. Or maybe even 9-0 before the Mavs scored.
I thought Dallas had a 2-pointer. I thought it was a 3 and 2.
Nope. It was a 3 and then a Grizzlies 2. It was a Jaren Jackson.
Oh, you're
3.
right. You're right.
The Mavs have never led in this game. Grizzlies are plus 20 points in the paint. The Grizzlies are plus 10 in points off turnovers. Plus 5 assists, plus 11 rebounds. Plus 2 in made threes. Plus 6 offensive rebounds. They've dominated this game.
Ja Morant apparently did a belt to ass gesture.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Smick Ball with the $2 super chat. Appreciate you. Nicholas. That's a nice wordplay. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I do like that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I hope AD leaves next. You guys deserve nothing. By you guys, do you mean me and Tim? Luca, what did we do to you?
He's been not very nice to us tonight.
I didn't do anything. I didn't trade you, man. That was someone else. That wasn't me.
I actually did trade Luca.
What?
Yeah, it was my call.
What?
Yeah.
What? Tanner, give me that quiet paddle thing so I can smack Tim over the head with it. I'm a blunt force trauma you until you change your tune. At least we have the 11th pick in the draft. For now, soon to be number 1 and or number 12.
I'll take number 4, or top 4. Just
sneaking suspicion
amazing.
that if it's not 1 or 2, they're trading it, no matter what it is. If they move up to 3, trading. 4, trade. Move
Someone
down,
that's
trade.
over 30
Mm-hmm.
and wore Nike.
Got to line up the timelines, brother. Get the belt. I got the belt.
Don't do it again, please.
No. Why not? It was funny.
Because we're not MMPS.
That's right.
MPHS.
MPH. It would have to
Works
be.
way better.
You don't need the belt.
This guy said that he traded Luca.
Okay. YouTube, don't get us unlisted, demonetized.
I'm not. That was fake. That was pretend. We're having fun.
Yeah, but terms of service.
Yeah, we're having fun on the show.
Yeah.
This is all just a good time. The celebrities in Memphis are out, including Tayshaun Prince and Jaren Jackson Sr. I'm kind of sad. It is sad to watch it come to an end. Every single season when it comes to an end, it's kind of sad.
Hello, Mark Stein.
Hi, Mark. It's not great. Mark is shaking his head at us off camera.
We're back in action. There's 5:03 left. Anthony Davis is on the bench. I suspect his night is done.
I hope.
Um,
Not because I hope he's hurt, but I hope. Yeah. He doesn't need to be.
We understood what you meant,
Yeah,
Tanner.
yeah. Sergeant Crunch, popular GIF incoming. Yes, please GIF Bobby fake hitting Tim Cato.
Klay for 3. That's a miss. There's 4:44 to go. There's more than 300 people in here right now. Thank you to each and every one of you for hanging out with us tonight, watching along as the Mavs, unfortunately, they're kind of falling pretty flat here down the stretch. Memphis sprinted out to a big lead. Mavs cut it down to 7, and then it's been pretty much all Grizzlies since then. 40 points for Anthony Davis, but outside of a couple Klay flurries, we've been waiting for other guys to join the party, and it just has not been the case.
Nice shot from Aldama.
That was nice. From the finals to losing the play-in game, it's a long and winding road, my friends. And I never obviously would have expected what happened this season to happen as far as personnel moves and everything, but go back to the preseason shows we did, whenever we launched DLS Sports here in late August of 2024. And throughout September, I was saying the Mavs went to the finals last year, but they start at the base of the mountain along with everybody else. Nothing is guaranteed. You're not guaranteed to make it back. You're not guaranteed to make the next step. And, again, injuries and trading Luka and then Kyrie getting hurt and all this stuff, those are things that one cannot predict. But
right,
nothing is guaranteed, and you never know how it's going to go. You never know how it's going to end. You can never take anything for granted. That's why I would say, hold on to memories from last year, because last year was really fun, and it might be a really long time before the Mavs are back. Or they'll be back next year. I don't know.
There's something, I don't think poetic's the right word. There's something ironic that the story from this game is Anthony Davis did everything he could, and his teammates didn't really step up and help him. I think that's going to be the storyline. I don't think it's totally accurate, but it's going to be the storyline, the narrative that comes from this game. And look, 40 points. Yeah. I mean, it's accurate based off what happened. Again, as I explained earlier, I do think a lot of it had to do with how Memphis was playing and challenging him to score. But the narrative coming into this season, this regular season, you just referenced the shows we were doing, that Luka Doncic had the best supporting cast. The Mavericks had the best supporting cast in the Luka Doncic era.
Yeah.
And I am telling you that if Luka Doncic was in this game, the box score would look a lot differently for all the role players.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is an awesome player, and he was clearly is physically, affected and fighting through stuff, and can be this good of a player next season for the Mavericks. Maybe can even be better, because it does not seem like his whatever he's was playing through tonight had some effect in spite of how good he was. But we used to say that the best thing for opponents to do to the Luka Mavericks was to let Luka score. Because you didn't want him to get all his teammates involved. And, I think this team was really, challenging that they had the ability, and sometimes that was still the case. And, Luka certainly had the ability to shoot out of that. And then, but I don't know. It's you've said it a million times. This roster is built around one superstar, and just swap it mid-season for a different type of superstar. A lot of these role players are not as built for games like this to play with Anthony Davis. Which is not to say that, PJ Washington should be expected to, go 0-5 with 0 points, in a postseason series just because Anthony Davis is on the court. But that is going to happen a little bit more when you're taking away space near the rim and his jump shot isn't going. I think as notable as his offer is that PJ Washington only got 2 2-pointers. 2-pointers are a lot harder to come by right now, for, just based off how Dallas is running the offense. This team was built for Luka, correct?
No, thank you.
I'll take some. Hey, J Huff. Oh man,
Super John is in the game?
no, I just saw him.
Oh.
He's not actually.
So, thing that I've done for a very long time now is last game of the Mavs season, however it ends, whenever it ends, I have a little glass of whiskey. Kind of mark the end of it, the ride, the journey. Sometimes it's like a good thing. You know, like a few years ago, Mavs go to the conference finals unexpectedly. Hey, cheers to the boys. 2023, cheers to it being over. 2024, cheers to an incredible run, you know, that faced a little bit of a disappointing ending, losing in 5 to Boston, but still a great season nonetheless. 2025, there's not really much to toast to. Times are bad. Vibes are horrible. But there is one thing off the floor to cheers to, and that is
All
not
of
to
our
be
listeners.
not to be too corny, yeah, but that is everybody in the chat. That's everyone. Sorry, can't really reach. That is to everyone that has supported what we've done here at DLLS. This is my first season ever covering the Mavs for an organization that is not the Dallas Mavericks. Big
Cheers to
change
that.
big change for me and for you, Tim, and for Tanner and for Mark Stein and for KG and for everybody in chat, you know, for supporting what we do here. It's been so much fun. And you know, it's been a really frustrating season, and it might not be getting better anytime soon, but it has been fun to make a lot of new connections with people, and I mean, it's just been a blast. So without getting too corny or cringy, just want to say thank you to every single person.
I have a story to tell about that, but first, $5 super chat from Smickball. Nico, primarily of Italian origin, is a shortened form of Nicholas or Nicodemus, both Greek names meaning victory of the people. Poetic.
He's for us.
Yeah.
Thank you for the super chat. I don't know whose people. Maybe the people of LA, I guess. The people of LA had a nice victory.
So this is well known as a very famous whiskey, Old Pappy. You ever had Old
No.
Pappy? I've had it a couple times in my life, and I made an agreement with myself. I was in Phoenix in 2023, and if Dallas had lost that Game 7, and oh boy, they did not. But if they did, I was going to buy myself one pour to celebrate the end of a season.
Hmm.
It was like $45, like $40 for a pour. So that is not a price that I would ever pay. You know, certainly if I could ever get my hands on a bottle and it was not insane, you know, but you know, I've had some pours of it for much less than that. But at this hotel bar, I was willing to do like a $40 pour to end the season if they lost, but they did not. And so that was also a very weird season. That was my first time traveling, or like the most I've ever traveled. I flew home from Game 7. I didn't plan well. I should have. The team went straight to Golden State. I had already booked a flight back to Dallas. So I sit down in my plane the day after Dallas wins Game 7 against the Phoenix Suns. I sit down in the plane to fly me home to Dallas, and like literally the moment I sit down, my phone buzzes and it's like time to check in for your next flight, and it's me flying to San Francisco. But yeah, very different. Equally unexpected, especially when Dallas went down to 0-2 in that series to the Phoenix Suns, but very unexpected result, very unexpected season. Never could have anticipated any of this. Even the inkling, I knew that there was going to be some issues between, or that there were some issues between Nico and
It's something
Luka.
we've been talking about for a while.
For sure.
This is
We
not a
thought
new
that
thing.
Nico might do enough to drive Luka out of town, that he finally solved the situation as untenable enough that he requested a trade, not because he wanted to leave per se, but because it was not a healthy front office, you know, leadership to superstar relationship. And we still kind of think that maybe Nico was at times hoping for that. But I said think. So emphasis on think. I think all the moves, all the public moves, everything that we know would also lead to that indication. Super chat 199 from Sam Gordy. Y'all ready for that Tim McMahon piece? I wonder if they wait to drop it till Monday at this point.
Man, I reading anything about the uncoupling between Dirk and this organization is just that hurts me way more than any Mavs trade
Is that
ever
what it's
could
going
or
to
would.
focus on? Is Dirk and the Mavs?
Evidently.
Basically?
Yeah. Dirk and maybe Cuban to a degree. Because for me, I mean, for many Mavs fans, Luka is their Dirk, but for me, Dirk is my Dirk, and Dirk is my Luka. And so, to read
Cool dunk
stuff
from
is,
Daniel Gafford, though.
Yeah.
Cool alley-oop dunk from Daniel Gafford to cut the lead to
17
to 17 with a minute left.
We are inside the final minute of the Mavs season. Again, I just want to reiterate, thank you to every single one of you for hanging out with us. The journey does not end here, though. After this game, we're going to end this stream, and then about 5 to 10 minutes after that, we're going to start our post-game. Our post-game will be in a different stream. We just need to rearrange the chairs here a little bit. Not on the Titanic, in the DLLS Sports Studio. And Mark Stein will be joining us for the post-game show. So if you want to hear some more inside analysis from Tim and me, and then also even more so from the GOAT, Mark Stein, don't go anywhere. Looks like Najee, I don't know why he just did that. Najee hit the Grizzlies with a spin move and tried to dunk it and then got fouled. Don't really know
Sarah's super chat.
what that was for. Sarah with the $1.99 super chat. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for being a friend. Sarah,
thank you.
thanks for dropping a Golden Girl lyric. Golden Girls lyric. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. Thank you, Sarah.
Guys, I've canceled my hotel in Oklahoma City.
Grizzlies inbounding it. Gigi Jackson is probably going to dribble this one out. I think I don't really know what's going on anymore. Brandon Williams just fouled him. This game is never going to end, apparently. We're never going to get to the postgame. So again, like I said, this stream is going to end, and then we will have the postgame stream separately. Hop over there and chat. Let's keep this party going all night long.
Shall I just jump in from the future and say that we have a final?
Do we?
120-106. And now I'm curious.
Yeah, now I want to know what goes on here. How cool
Who
is
hits a three?
Yeah.
With
Was it Gafford?
I would bet it's. I feel like Brandon Williams is the safest bet, but it could
think
be
it's Brandon
anybody.
Williams. Bulldog 13, T-Wolves fan of Wisconsin, watching since the trade. Great pod. Never was a Luka fan and hated the Lakers. I would enjoy seeing Luka win a title this year. Thank you for the super chat, man. And honestly, I think it's going to be a great series. But really appreciate the super chat.
It is be well.
Brandon Williams for 3, sinks it at the buzzer to end the Mavs season. It's a 120-106 final score. Grizzlies win, Mavs lose. A very long and tense and uncertain offseason begins for the Mavs as their play-in journey comes to an end. Tim, any final words before we make the transition to the postgame?
I don't know. No final words. I'll have plenty to say on the post game. It just feels weird. It feels empty.
Yeah.
There's an empty hollowness to the season that is now over, and it's we move on.
We do. All right, and we are going to move on to the post game again. We're going to end this stream. Back out, you'll see the post-game stream right there. Just go ahead and click into that, and we will see you guys very shortly. For Tanner, the producer, Tanner, you're the man.
Thank you. You're the man.
For Tim, the analyst, Tim, you're the man.
Thank you.
But you just said I was the man.
Okay, y'all are men.
Okay.
Y'all are the men.
We're both mans.
Mark Stein on the other side of the wall. He'll be here very soon. Mark Stein is the man, and I'm Bobby. Y'all are all the man. We'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching the watch along with us. This is Mavs postseason presented by Game Time, and we'll see you on postgame very soon.
We all city like the mayor.